Good evening, Whale Coin Talk community. Tonight we have an AMA with MoonX. Talking to us is Mr. Gemman, Gemini. Anyone else I might have missed, but yeah, I'll let you take it away. Tell us a bit about the project and what you've done in the crypto in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. Gemini, do you want to fire away with a little introduction to yourself first, ladies first?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Gemini. In the real world, my background is film and TV producing, as well as investing in and developing new technologies and different business ideas. In terms of the crypto side of things, we haven't actually worked on a specific project before, together or separately, but we've all been interested in crypto as a whole, investing, and then we actually came together, and this is part of the rationale behind this particular project, which Gemman will go into a little bit more, with Project X, and sort of seeing how there are so many bad actors out there and a lot of developers, and especially in the BSC space, they're all intent on more rug pulls and things like that, honeypots, etc. So witnessing that has meant that we wanted to bring our expertise into this particular project. And before Gemman just does his introduction, just want to let you guys know that Gemman, myself, are the co-founders of this, but there's one other individual that unfortunately, Zach, he couldn't be here this evening because he's on a plane at the moment. But yeah, he's the other co-founder. But Gemman, do you want to talk about yourself now?
Hi all guys. Hello, hi all guys. That's a great way to start. Hello all. I'm Gemman. Yeah, I come from an oil and gas background. I got into that industry good part of 9 or 10 years ago after leaving uni. Did a variety of roles with them, from working offshore, servicemen, drillers, selling drill bits, and then moving into headhunting. And I reached a saturation point in that industry where I'd achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I ventured into more of the NGO work, fundraising for charities, 2 NGOs in the UK. And since then, which is going back 5 years ago, I ventured into cryptocurrency as a whole. And I think my journey began as it does with most, in incurring a few losses. I still remember the first investment I made with XRP, but yeah, I mean, took a hit, went away, studied the industry a bit, and through communication with Gemini and Zach, and putting our heads together, and also sharing our experiences in the industry, we figured that we could provide a solution to the marketplace as a whole. And we explored avenues, and that birthed MoonX and Project X. So yeah, I mean, we'll delve into that in a moment, but those are our backgrounds and basic introductions. So it's nice to be here, guys.
Awesome. So I see Reinhard, a great developer on the BS scan, created the code and the contract for you. So yeah, if you could take us through some of the tokenomics, you've got some unique burn features, have you, for MoonX?
Yeah, so yes, like you said, the great Reinhard has kindly created our contract for us. So there's similarities from obviously what you guys know about Burning Moon and the burning with that, but it's also different. So overall, we've got a 10 million token max supply, with the 5 million being burnt at launch. So we've got 5 million tokens in circulation. And in terms of the overall sort of like taxes, etc., it's a 15% buy and sell, with 2% as an auto burn. 9% is going distributed across marketing, platform development, and also giveaways for the community. But also, it's very key for us within that to actually, at certain points, give to different charities, which we'll talk to the community, and we'll have votes, etc. And then 4% is distributed to the liquidity pool. Now, in terms of the burns, I think most everyone is pretty au fait with when it comes to Burning Moon, but we've got the same tokenomics in terms of every week, 20% of the LP will be released, and that's for multiple reasons. Obviously, well, we've got the burn option, which it feels like that's what we'll start with, just to try and help raise the price floor, etc., and stabilize it. But also it's so that when we're looking at exchanges, we have that flexibility, and also it might be used for sort of the project development, furtherment of that, because it's very key for us. We with our tokens, we've got those on a vested schedule, but ideally we don't want to sell any. So that's the fundamentals behind why we've also had it done in such a way that we have.
Right. Yeah. Now the allocation of it, there's quite a lot for the team. 15%, is some of that locked? What's that going to be used for in the future?
Yeah, so we've had to be really cautious with the sort of the team allocation, because whilst it may seem and appear like a lot, it's on a totally different contract, which is vested over a period of time. We're actually doing it as 1% every day over 100 days. However, we've got the ability to relock that, or we've been talking about potentially burning some of those tokens, obviously not the ones that we have given as to our actual team members, but the additional ones, because although it's there if we need it, we ideally do not want to actually use it as in to sell for funding the platform development and the marketing. But we've had to have that as a failsafe, because when MoonX, we'll talk more about it, but MoonX is the token, and it's the native currency for Project X, and Project X is the sort of the bigger fundamental goal for us. And obviously when we talk about it and you guys hear more about Project X, I think you'll understand that it's such a big project, which obviously is very expensive. So we don't want to let anyone down by sort of, not coming to fruition. So we've had to have something as a fallback just in case. However, our goal is that we'll never use those, and it's more likely that they will be used to reward the community members for holding, alongside being able to actually just burn some of those tokens, which again will be an automatic bonus for the investors.
Got you. Yeah. So you had a pre-sale for financial reasons. I was actually involved in that. Yeah, that was a whitelist. And then we're looking at Thursday, October the 7th at 3 p.m. UTC. You launch MoonX, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so is that going on to PancakeSwap this Thursday? Yeah, for anyone to buy. Awesome.
PancakeSwap, and then further exchanges in the pipeline, but on Thursday it's PancakeSwap.
Awesome. And how's it going to work then with Project? Is Project X going to be another token and an ecosystem built into MoonX, or?
No, so I'll give a very brief overview, and then Gemman can jump in. But no, MoonX is the token, and Project X will be its standalone platform, with MoonX being the native currency. But I think, Gemman, do you want to give an overview of what Project X actually is?
Yeah. I think I'll just break down MoonX first, and then sort of feed into Project X, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So the idea behind MoonX from a team perspective was it was based around us wanting to give the community something. And I know that sounds a bit too noble and kind, but that was the genuine idea, because we had so many people that we were speaking to on a regular basis within the crypto communities that were complaining. We're talking about standard retail investors complaining about losing money and getting involved in projects where false promises were made. They're getting rugged, they're getting honey potted left, right, and center. And again, a bit of a cliche here with terminology, but the BSC space has been referred to as the Wild Wild West on a number of occasions. So we thought, what can we do, right, to give back to the community? And it's almost our way of saying, well, you know, you may have incurred some losses here. You may have been hurt or burnt over here. Here's your safe haven. If you choose to believe in us, right, we will reward you with the product. And the product is Project X. So MoonX on the tin is quite literally a hyper deflationary token. And, you know, again, there's some cliche words being used there, but what it implies is there's a scarce amount of supply of the token. It's constantly reducing. And we want to maintain a higher price floor than most tokens do. No one can guarantee anti-dumping and so on and so forth, but we've put certain measures in place in respect to MoonX post-launch that will alleviate some of the bigger issues, and we've put certain restrictions on, you know, how much a wallet can hold. So we're hoping to create a balance with that. But the idea is to introduce scarcity and increase demand, and therefore the price floor will be sustained. Can't guarantee it, but that's the idea behind it, right? So MoonX is quite simply that. That's the token. How does it fit into Project X? Well, that's the key, because Project X is a comprehensive platform. It's everything that you, I, and everyone else listening, and probably everyone else in the crypto space that isn't listening on this call or on this voice chat, gets involved in a daily basis when it comes to, more specifically, trading tokens, right? It's that journey from coming across a token name to going to BSC scan to have a look at how many holders they've got, to look at the percentages in terms of wallets, to acquire the contract address, to go then onto PancakeSwap or Uniswap and do the due diligence over there and add it manually and so on and so forth. What we want to create is a platform where you do all of that in one place. So in respect to tokens, Project X accommodates full scale, everything token related. So that's one side of it, right? In addition to that, we took a few ideas that have currently been put into motion in the marketplace, and this isn't from a competition angle that we looked at it. What we were trying to do is, okay, we can't be unique on every single thing that we present with Project X. So what do? We incorporate things that have been trialed and tested, that work, that people have gravitated towards. And one of those things was having buy limit or stop loss trading on the DEX, right? So that will be incorporated, and in conjunction with that, the idea then, you know, filtered through to us having a charting platform and token listings, as you see on different token listing platforms. Two of the biggest out there, that, you know, CMC and CG. And we then fed into the next idea, which was to have an incorporated launchpad, right? And that fed into, well, how do we ensure that projects that want to go down the IDO route with Project X don't rug, because this idea birthed from us trying to alleviate or reduce that issue in the marketplace. So then we sort of funneled into escrow services, right? And that's again full scale. So it's from a project perspective with liquidity locks and so on and so forth, and also for vetted marketing solutions. So if there are shillers out there or influencers and so on and so forth, those projects like us that are looking for validated influencers, whose analytics we can look at, who we can communicate with without having an intermediary who's funneling business over to their boss and taking a commission, we would vet, you know, marketing solutions and present them in a drop down menu on the platform. So you'll have a top 20 or a top 30, right? And from that, you will see there will be some that have already partnered with MoonX and Project X at this early stage, and they will get, you know, preference in terms of listing, not in terms of where they go on the list numbers wise, but they'll get preference to be on there as they've been pre-vetted. So there's vetted marketing solutions, there's NFT minting, there's the token listings, charting platform, buy limits, stop loss trading, launchpad, and escrow. That is the 5% that we've been willing to give away to the community in relation to Project X at this stage, right? There's a lot more in the pipeline that we've held back from disclosing because of the competitive nature of cryptocurrency. We've seen, even with, you know, token names that are quite catchy that come to market, that within 24 hours, there's 1,000 listings, right, with similar names. So we thought we got to alleviate this risk of losing that edge that we may have as first movers by not disclosing everything so early on. And because the platform is so comprehensive, it is going to be released in increments, and therefore we might not be able to do everything immediately, and that gives other people time to snatch an idea possibly. So in a nutshell, what I've described to you is the 5% of what Project X will offer. It's a comprehensive platform, everything related to crypto, multi-network, so ETH, Polygon, BSC, and Solana, whichever we're going to look at. It'll be all of the main networks. And we're going to look to alleviate the struggle of the consumer, because for us, the idea was birthed looking at it from a consumer standpoint first.
Yeah, and just to add to that, just very quickly, it's trying to make it just so easy for everyone. So whilst we have like elements of vetting and making sure that people follow a strict KYC process with us, it's also from a consumer perspective, it's to make it literally so easy for them to be able to get into crypto, because it's hard at the moment. Unless you know what you're doing and where to look, it's so difficult. And I think a lot of people don't bother getting involved because they just get overwhelmed with all the different information, and they just don't know what they're doing, basically. So it's trying to make it crypto available to literally Joe Blogs.
Right. So the project development wallet for MoonX, that's partly going to be used, for Project X devs. So do you have devs working on Project X?
Yes, we do. So we've actually employed, hired some developers from a UK company that's been around for 16 years now. And they've worked on some very big projects, crypto related, as well as non-crypto related, with big organizations like Procter & Gamble being one of them. And they have started the process already. That's where some of the funds at a later date will be filtered through as well to them.
Just going back over the tokenomics, you've got 2% reflection with the auto burn. Is the 2% giveaway part of that, or are they separate? But how would that work for the community, the 2% giveaway?
So the 2% giveaway isn't part of the auto burn, that's separate. The 2% giveaway is really, we just need to actually decide at the time. It might be distributed towards all the holders or running competitions. It's going to be a case by case scenario. We've also thought that it's quite important to include our community in some of the decision making, because at the end of the day, they are our investors. So there will be polls sometimes of, what they think we should do with certain things. And we'll just be taking it as a case by case.
And marketing going forward, how are you looking to do that with MoonX?
So currently our marketing has been, we've done a campaign using Coinzilla, which started today, which is actually picking up a lot of traction. We're on multiple different websites and platforms via them. We're also going to be getting, we've had tweets from various different influencers, but we're going to bring more of those on board. We're also looking at doing a different style of marketing that's not strictly purely towards crypto, because we are a utility token. So we're sort of splitting up the marketing, not only with the usual, Coinzilla, PooCoin, when we're on CMC, the CMC adverts, BSC scan adverts, etc. We'll go that route, but also because we are building a platform that's very much a real use case in the real world, even if people don't invest in MoonX. So we will be looking at other marketing avenues, press releases, looking at doing interviews with different magazines, etc., where it will be about MoonX as well as Project X.
Got you. Yeah. But with I forgot what I was going to say now. The roadmap, yeah, that's where I'm up to. It's so just after launch, you're going to get an audit as well. Which company are you using for that?
Well, actually, funny that you should ask that, because I've actually been talking with an audit company today to see about fast tracking one even before the launch. I was on a conversation with someone else from a totally different token, and they recommended a particular company to me. But after that, it's going to be probably well, we do want to do Certic because it's important for us, because it's the most well-known one. We're waiting on a quote and like how long it will take them, because obviously, as you know, Certic does take a while. So yeah, we're not 100% certain right now which one we'll be going with, but we are actually looking at getting one expedited before the launch.
Yeah. So yeah, I could open it up to the team if they've got any questions for MoonX or Mr. Gemman. No questions. Well, we can carry on chatting then. So
we've wooed them, Glenn. We've wooed them.
Yeah, that's it. There's a very very quiet. I know a lot of the community have invested and will invest in MoonX because Reinhard has done, I think, 3 AMAs here with his projects as well, like with Gabriel. I don't know if you know Gabriel is a very nice guy.
Yeah,
we work very closely with him.
Yeah, he's been here for a while, and he's been keeping us very up to date. And I guess my question is kind of around the taxes and
Yeah.
and how you plan on. I know there's quite a large marketing tax or wallet available. I'm just wondering how you plan on being transparent with how you spend it.
Well, we're totally happy to be fully transparent with everything that we spend it on. With the marketing, the majority is going to be spent on the Project X development. So because that is our biggest cost. And then, yeah, it will just come down to case by case in terms of the marketing, but we also do want to start giving away to charity. I know it might sound, everyone wants to say that, but it's really important for us that charity, we do that. And we've got some ideas, which again, we'll talk to the community about what they think. And then also we might just give it away certain amounts to the community directly. One of our other things is that we do want to be able to give cash rewards to people, not just MoonX tokens, because that is important for us to make sure people don't sell, because our fundamental goal here is obviously that we don't want people to just wreck the chart. So we want to also be able to give different incentives without it being the typical BSC where it's like, 50% gets into reflections in BNB or etc. So we might give cash rewards as well.
So, with Project X, you're looking at with all tokens across the BSC, ETH and Poly blockchains, buying and selling. Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, that will be incorporated into the DEX, so people will have access to multiple chains on Project X's platform. That's the goal and the aim, and it sort of feeds well with our token listings and charting platform, as it will all be incorporated, and the UI that we're working on at the moment will really simplify, as Gemini said, the user experience. So we are looking at multi-chain and ease of use for the retail investor on the platform.
But yeah, and then you're looking at if anyone wants to launch the token there, they would need to do KYC.
They would, yeah.
Swap just accepts any honeypot or rug pull type thing, which is annoying. Yeah, so that would make the BSC scan far safer for everyone. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're also looking at, where we would need to explore being or having a validation from regulatory bodies, and also being accredited from certain financial bodies in relation to our escrow services, because we will be handling and holding third-party monies. So we want to be fully validated. We want to be regulation friendly, so that we can stand the test of time in the crypto industry. And I think the other thing that we wanted to touch on, or that I wanted to touch on when discussing Project X with you guys, was the interactive element to Project X, which, to the best of our knowledge, has yet to come to market in the manner that we hope we'll be able to present it on Project X. But what we're looking to do is something similar to YouTube, where you have embedded videos, but how we want to do it is, for instance, if the coin and network in question was, Ethereum, right? And Vitalik was, the spokesman, which he is for ETH. So when you go onto the platform on Project X and you were to type in Ethereum, and the from the token listings page, it goes to the charting platform, you will have either adjacent, parallel, however you want to look at it, whatever's easier on the eye, you will have an embedded video that would be directly fed from the owner and the team of the project in question. So in this case, it would be Vitalik at ETH, and he would be able to give updates to the community right there and then. If it were a gaming token, for instance, like Moon Nation, right? And we were looking at Moon Nation as a token on Project X's platform. Same manner in which we just described Ethereum being searched. They would be able to release still images of where they are in project development in relation to their game, in conjunction with video updates right next to the chart. And we want that to be really sort of consumer friendly, where people are getting the information they need right there and then, so that they can make a calculated decision. We want to streamline that process, and I think there's little bits that we've added in there that don't sound like they're going to make too much of a difference to someone's experience, but having compiled it and brainstormed it and troubleshooted the idea, we've come to the conclusion that the more comprehensive it is, including a chat function on there, to the likes of, or equivalent to the likes of Telegram, we would be able to keep everything on one platform. And if we can do that, which I believe we will, right? We get this all out over the next, say, 6 to 12 months, not to put timelines in stone or anything, but if we were to achieve that, we literally have a chance at changing the narrative surrounding cryptocurrency, first and foremost from a retail investor standpoint. We also have an opportunity to bring stability in terms of what comes to market within the cryptocurrency within cryptocurrency as a whole, and then within certain industries within cryptocurrency, providing, of course, regulation were to come in, and then we would be referred to as the go-to platform, because we require KYC vetting and so on and so forth. So we've tried to think ahead with this and plan ahead, as much as look at it from a present standpoint. And I think we're on the right lines, and we've got a good plan to put into motion. And our development team is vast that we've hired, and they're doing a great job thus far. And I think that you'll find Project X will evolve, and there'll be a lot more that you might be oblivious to from that 95% that we're withholding in terms of information regarding Project X. There might be, or there will likely be, a lot more added to that behind the scenes before it even comes to market, because the industry is ever evolving. But in a nutshell, we want to be a safe haven. We want to be a streamlined process. We want people to come to our platform and feel as though whatever they want to do there is safe, in the sense that everything bar their decision to invest, because that's something that we don't have control over, right? whether they make profit or loss. That's not in our hands. But at least we, what we can offer is safety first, and also bring all of the information people require to the forefront. And that's what we want to achieve.
Awesome. Sounds great. Yeah, so I can open it up to the team or investors if anyone's got a question for Gemini or Gemman. No? Okay.
It's always the way. It's always silent.
So
Everyone's shy.
I am sorry. From your white paper, you are planning to make chart platforms similar as PooCoin, Swap, and etc. Have you started the development of all of these or still in planning stage?
That was pretty cool, by the way. But yeah,
Robot. Yeah, you always ask questions. Sorry. Yeah.
The development has started on that. So yeah, we've passed the planning stage on it, and we will likely be leading with that from a project development standpoint, charting and token listings first. It's not set in stone that will be the first thing that we release to market, but it's more than likely that it will be, because everything builds off the back of that. Is there anything you wanted to add on that or to that, Gemini?
The only thing that I'll add, it's not about that specifically, but it's about Project X's development. One of the things that's very key for us overall is we're going to keep the community updated with exactly where we're up to, screenshots, even before it gets to the beta. And we're also going to, at some point, hold an AMA with our actual team that is doing this for us, so that, the community knows and is every step of the way with us.
Awesome. So are you planning to docs when that launches with the KYC requirement, or a third party docs or something like that? Yeah.
We will be.
We're 100% doxing. We've sort of we've talked about this so much, haven't we, Gemman? And we're going to do it. We're just trying to figure out the best time. And that's also one of the nice things about Project X, because we've spoken a lot about how it's going to protect the consumer. But the KYC element is also partly to protect the project team and developers of the projects that are listed, etc., if required. Because when we've been talking about doxing, none of us have an issue with doing that, and our team actually pretty much knows everything about us. But everyone sort of says, oh no one in crypto should dox until it's 100 million market cap because it's too risky, etc. And there's elements of where it is risky, but for us, we don't mind, because we know we are going forward with Project X and we'll do absolutely everything to get this into fruition. But with other tokens, even if it's a genuine team, they do get scared to docs. So we sort of, our KYC process on Project X, there will also be an element where they will have to docs to us, and they'll have to go through the KYC process to us. But we understand that they won't necessarily want to do it to the public at first, so it gives that sort of extra layer of protection, not only for the investors but also for the developers.
So would that be a company involved, or would you do that with the KYC? You'd offer that service to projects that want to launch a token on the platform?
I think that's a great question. Initially, we will more than likely start with ourselves undertaking the task or taking it on. But I can see, given the sheer volume of coins and tokens within the crypto industry, that we'll more than likely have to venture down the outsourcing element for KYC services because of the sheer numbers involved. So yeah, I think it would be a bit of both, to be fair. But in terms of longevity, I think it will more than likely be outsourced. We wouldn't be able to handle numbers like, if we did that, we wouldn't have time in the day to do anything else with the sheer volume of projects out there.
But I suppose if you expanded a company offering that service, that can go into marketing and stuff in the future, for Project X.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be integrated within Project X in some capacity. We just haven't
Yeah.
figured out the specifics yet.
Got you. Yeah, so has anyone got any questions for Gemman or Gemini? No? Well, I can let you, if we've missed anything you both want to update us on, and yeah, take it back to you.
Yeah. I will sum it up like this. It might be frowned upon for me to do it like this, but I'll sum it up like this so it's easier for people to visualize what it is that Gemini and myself are referring to. I want you guys to picture CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap in their current format, and imagine them both being as described, well, as the 5% that we've described today for Project X, having them functionalities and them use cases. If you picture the just from a unique visitor standpoint, how much traffic those platforms receive and how much control they have in respect to how money flows within cryptocurrency, right? Based upon where they tend to shine their spotlight or what gets onto trending lists and so on and so forth, or even going all the way down to just getting listed on CMC. We I think I said it earlier, we're not in competition with anyone, but we will definitely be offering everything that they already offer and more. So you have to visualize us climbing up the ranks when it comes to token listings and charting platforms, if that's what we're going to analyze Project X as initially, and see us climbing the ranks there and really gaining some of that traffic and the unique visitors, and then introducing all of these other elements to it. And you should be able to see or visualize where or what we currently believe in and sort of have set our hearts on, which is if we're providing a charting platform and a token listings that is nothing less than what is already on offer to the market, but if we exceeded our service offering, right, to the retail investor and to the standard consumer by giving them everything else they need on their journey in cryptocurrency, surely it's inevitable that we will end up as the #1 platform. That is a belief within my heart and within the team's heart, without a shadow of a doubt. We believe we'll be #1 when it comes to where people go to for sourcing information, making decisions, looking at history of tokens, coins, etc., getting involved in IDOs. We want to be that central hub, right? And I think we're going to achieve that. So if you look at it from that perspective, it may help with, what level of belief you may have in Project X as to what we're describing, because thus far there are two parties that control a large portion of cryptocurrency when it comes to that particular side of things, and I think there's plenty of room for an increase in service offerings in respect to platforms like CMC and CG, and we hope and we believe Project X will do that.
Yeah. So yeah, for investors, it's Thursday, October the 7th. I think it's 4 p.m. in the UK. Is it 3 p.m. UTC? But I think that changes soon when we get the daylight changing times. I'm not sure. Yeah. So and they can come on over to your Telegram if there's any questions for people that listen to the recording. Do you have the voice chat open there sometimes, and people can ask questions?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always happy to have a voice chat. Sometimes it's easier to talk to someone over a voice rather than just writing all the time. So yeah, we're always open for that.
Yeah.
As you know, lately in BSC, a lot of investors really impatient. Everything need to be fast. So what is your plan to keep investors stay in your project until the product of your project ready to be used?
Yeah, I think we answered that earlier on, Lollipop. Gemini alluded to the fact that we will be giving updates from our development team, what hopefully on a weekly basis in respect to where we are in regards to project development, and that should keep them on their tippy toes. They'll be able to visually see snapshots of what has been created thus far and what they're working on. And once the beta version goes live, they'll be able to play around with that and offer feedback through the development phase. So there's going to be regular updates.
We're also obviously going to try and expedite this as best we can. There are certain restrictions we have, but we are working really hard, and the team is working around the clock trying to get this out as quickly as possible. And then that's also where the beauty of MoonX is with the tokenomics and the ability for us to be able to do some buyback and burns, etc. So, you know, the community and the investors will see that Project X is ticking along nicely in its development with the regular updates, but then we'll be also doing other things on the side. And actually, one of the things that we're going to be announcing tonight, it's just as, you know, it's an exciting thing. It's not to do with Project X, but with MoonX, we've created an NFT that is going to be anyone that has bought in now with the pre-sale, and anyone that buys in at the launch, the first 48 hours of the launch, as long as they don't sell within the 14 days, they'll be gifted an exclusive NFT, which is going to be on the Burning Moon NFT platform, and there'll be passive rewards through that NFT as well. So we're looking at trying to let investors see value in holding the token whilst we're working on the actual project.
Awesome, yeah. Plus you've got the 1% maximum wallet, so yeah, there won't be any huge sells from investors. So yeah. Right. Anyone got any questions for Gemini or Mr. Gemman? No. So yeah, if there's anything you wanted to add there at the end, yeah, I can wrap it up and send you a recording and pin that for us here for our investors.
Fantastic.
I'll let Gemini wrap it up. Ladies first and ladies last.
I was just going to say thank you very much for having us. We're really excited about the project as a whole, and it's great to have support from you guys. And if anyone has any further questions, we're always around. We're just on the Telegram, and feel free to DM us, or if you want to have a chat, just ask us and we'll jump on the BC.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. You guys are doing great things here at Whale Coin, and yeah, we look forward to hosting you all in the MoonX group, especially on the day of launch and moving forward. It's been a pleasure, and we hope that the information we've provided has been insightful. And fingers crossed, you all get involved in MoonX, and you all get to use Project X moving forward.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's a big community with Reinhard, and yeah, I'm glad you used him from the BS scan, you know, and Whale Coin Talk as well. We're trying to clean up the BS scan, and yeah, so it's one big family of growing projects that sort of interlink and work together, and for the future, it's very exciting. Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming, Gemini and Mr. Gemman. I'll finish the recording and send you a copy over.